to mention his meeting with Kanye. So if we can do some kind of music news transfer, Kanye, he's been going crazy lately, right? Yeah, you heard about that. Fucking just from all the shits of his outbursts to calling people out to claiming and my damn near claiming some sort of insanity, might be even milking some insurance out of it due to whatever fucking kind of BS that the mental strain can be from the performances to being in the public eye, from damn near being a Kardashian, and that those bitches having views belong galore. I got really mad because I don't have cable. We got the internet. That's all that we need. So I can understand my girl watching the Kardashians and that. But this bitch is watching it through the Instagram. That upset me. Why would you want to? It better be a funny fucking caption for you to be watching those bitches. But no, it seemed like a whole goddamn episode. It upset me. I won't talk about it anymore. But Trump was meeting with Kanye, and Kanye just seemed like he was off his Lexapros. He was stone cold stuck. Like Trump just had his dick in him for the fucking Illuminati, fucking satanic ritual, and he just kind of came in, just waddled out, emotionless. They're asking all these questions. Here Trump is playing the daddy in the most sickening way, and kind of just saying, yeah, we're good friends. Known each other for a long time. Really good friends. Very long time. The way he fucking puts emphasis on shit. And then Kanye, after them fucking asking question after question, even throwing in there whether he's going for the 2020 presidential campaign, which coincidentally later on or some other time Kanye had put 2024, meaning he's not gonna fuck with his 8 years because Trump is gonna have it for that long. Like, god damn. But anyways, he says, I just want to take my picture. So like, it was straight up a publicity stunt, and we expect nothing less. But it's just funny how that shit's starting already. Like, I thought this wasn't going to be popping off until sometime in fucking January for the inauguration. Nope, he's making his moves. He obviously has his black influence. And I laugh because if any of y'all listen to the Drink Champs, Nori has been talking to him forever about being ambassador to something, having a hip-hop ambassadorship, or making hip-hop bigger than just a music thing. And by influence, I feel like it's gone way surpassed that, and he missed his train of being ambassador. But Kanye might actually get that chance, which is funny and kind of crazy in a way, because we're putting clowns, performers in these possibly important positions. And I don't know, it's funny, man. It's super trolling is probably what I would say it was the most. But we ate it up though, and people were going crazy, just speculating and fucking wondering. But I feel like, and this is the most craziest part too, kind of going back to how stone-faced he was. I feel like this was Britney back in 2007. The bitch shaved her head, she went crazy, bitch came back a robot. So who knows what kind of shit, they had on Kanye. And when he went loco, who knows what kind of, I don't know, there's big money behind these people. They're very influential. There has to be ways to control these people. Like, there really has to be. Kind of how, like, throughout the election process, or when they were running for presidency, like, Trump very strategically played the fool and was very outlandish, but it almost seemed like second debate, or maybe just once it became, the final, countdown shit with, him and Hillary, that there was finally a click, and that click is what fucking seemed like, holy shit, like he's changed it up because he knows he's reached a certain checkpoint. The speculation, it might have been the control or whatever the puppet Geppettos are, and the spear kind of pulling the strings, but when that shit had popped off, it was quite noticeable. Another thing that was really noticeable in the music game, Lupe Fiasco, if he had some track, and I forget what it's called, but I'm sure it's the only fucking song from this year. He talked about some of his record execs off in Warner, some kind of Cohen dude, so it's a Jew. But anyways, he's talking mad shit about the greedy Jew who tried to control his shit, and kind of like the old fucking folklore tale that we know is fucking true, but we don't fucking try to say it because we want to be more PC and we don't want to get blacklisted, which I'm sure this nigga sure did, because when he called them out, they were deeming him being anti-Semitic, and it's very hard to stereotype, because when you do that, you're calling them all that, which, I mean, I don't know how the fuck that, it's, our words have so much power. It's inevitable. It's unfortunate. It's something that's gonna happen. And he called out some dudes who really fucked him over on from his record label, because I remember he was in Atlantic back when Food and Liquor came out, and I remember, I don't know if he had got dropped or they just didn't have no push for him because the leaks and shit, to where then Warner Brothers picked him up. And then, but just any time that you're fucking with the label, they're gonna fuck you. There's a reason why they can give you so much up front and why they can own you. There's a reason why they try to get you with these 360 deals, because they want a penny of everything that you earn, no matter if it's something that's outside of what the initial agreement is. That's why, for the most part, merchandising was such a big deal. And Eminem was very smart and doing, I don't want to bring his ass up, but I remember back when, I think it was the Marshall Mathers LP, there was a lot of that swag merchandising shit that you would just kind of see sprinkled around, just to kind of, I don't want to say propaganda, but just like a flyer or something like that. He had like barf bags, and I think he had condoms and fucking the little toilet treatment shit so that it didn't smell when you go to the urinals. He had those things. There's just a lot of just out there products, so that once again you're advertising. You'll definitely see with fucking realtors doing shit like that. But once they put their once the label can take your money from that, then it kind of makes having a tour much more of a slave ship, because once again it's no longer you making more money, because being on tours mainly where most artists would make their money, because it all go towards production and publication and marketing and just all this bullshit, paying off the radios, all this shit that once again takes money out of your pocket. So the touring part, the merchandising part, usually one of the biggest things that you would earn. So when you lose out on shit like that, like you found yourself in white folks call a pickle. And you're fucked in that situation. Another situation we're just really fucked in. I don't know how true it is, and I don't know how the hell they even got this footage, but there's studio footage of Cee Lo, the Green Machine, which is one of my favorite singers, that truly became one of my favorite artists once he developed Gnarls Barkley with, was it Danger Mouse? DJ Danger Mouse, he changed his name, but that shit is where I really discovered, like, fuck, man, this guy can wail. This guy's way more than what, and Late Nate Dogg, being another one of my favorite hip-hop singers, was stayed in his little niche of things. He didn't really go far past that. He went far past to where he sung for a lot of unknown Chicano rappers, which I fucking hate their guts, but I was mad jealous that they had Nate Dogg on the track. But anyway, Cee Lo was able to get off of what would have just been Atlanta rap, which eventually, grew into its own fucking thing. So he would have been straight regardless, but he definitely became more of a pop success. Anyways, he's in the fucking studio. He is holding what people are assuming to be some kind of Samsung Galaxy phone, because it just explodes in his fucking ear. It's fucked up. And I don't know how you can stage that. I don't know how that could be pretend, because you can see in this black and white fucking footage this shit just fucking bursting and his ass dropping to the floor, and it seemed fucked up. My conspiracy theory fucking was ringing, and I was thinking, oh shit, they try to sleeper sell him, and he just I don't know, he's a robot now like Kanye. But he was, I don't know what the fuck the situation was. Y'all should look it up. You can see it. It looks like him because he fits a certain criteria. I'm not gonna talk shit about him because I'm a heavyset male my damn self. But this guy, it's him. It looks like him. Unless he was holding a fucking plaque that said, "Go, Daddy, go." I'm not gonna know if that was really fucking him or not. Or I didn't see what the fuck was the Dungeon Family shits around him. There wasn't no descriptive evidence like him holding a fucking newspaper with the day's date, that can prove that was him. But when that shit popped off, I really didn't know what to fucking think about it. That shit really tripped me out. And I hope that he's okay. Definitely one of my favorite singers. But I don't want him to get hurt. And another person I didn't want to get hurt. I'm not so much of a fucking fan, but you can just tell when people are good people. Is fucking Post Malone. And on the 19th, he had did another interview with The Breakfast Club. And the first one that he had done, Charlemagne the God was such a bitch. And when I say bitch, don't take it offensively. I don't mean to say he's a female, but he was like a cunt. He was the biggest black-dicked cunt I had ever met before. Damn near fucking Point Bigsby. Fucking the black white supremacist. Like, this guy just turns into such a cunty bitch. And I'm not too sure if he does this because I'm usually a big fan of his asshole, but I feel like he just picks on him. Like, I'm not too sure if, because as even-bodied and bodied and souled as he portrays, or I believe that he is, he just turns into such a racist bitch when this white dude's around him. And I'm not too sure if he hates him, and you can go into speculation or just say that's the same shit when he gives everybody. But I've seen him damn near suck dick on the fucking Breakfast Club. But when this guy comes on, he's just such an asshole. I don't even want to call him an asshole. He's a cunt. Because an asshole is one thing. That's to, be kind of douchey. No, but you can smell a cunt when there's a cunt. And if it's offensive to you, then for exact fucking measure, nigga was a cunt. That's all I can fucking say. And I just feel bad. Like, this dude, Post Malone, I'm impressed that, he jumped into the hip-hop scene the way that he did. I'm surprised that, he can be as ugly, as nappy as he want to be and still be as well-received as your Justin Bieber's, in which case he talked about being on tour with him, which I'd heard about before because there's whatever trolling pictures of him choke slamming one another and shit like that. And obviously it was white boy rebel grab ass, and so I didn't think too much of it, but he's enough to where he's blown up to essence to where I'm fucking ass country music. And if anything, I give kudos to that, because I know back when I was writing, I wanted to make an album that I wanted to have a number one in every fucking genre. I wanted to, just how like when you notice like in the Bring It On movies or every fucking music theme movie where at the very end, after they discover themselves, they fucking have like a blend of 5 fucking songs. Like, that's too damn much. Like, I always thought about doing shit like that until I started seeing it in movies, and I'm like, okay, no, that's fucking ridiculous. That's overcooked and repetitive. But whatever, it's it's interesting, it's sizzling, it's fucking entertaining, it's stimulating, and I think that's the whole point of what most music, it has to be able to fucking tickle your booty hole. And I feel like that's actually one thing that Childish Gambino did in his new record, Awaken My Love. Like, I really fell in love with it. I was a definite strong fan of his first album, Kemp. I felt like the story, the nerdisms, all the shits about it was dope, from his singing to his rapping. Second album, because the internet, I feel, threw more into stardom. I actually didn't like it. I dug the singles, but as a cohesive piece, I didn't really fuck with it. In fucking Arizona Verse, this motherfucker is still in his rotation, as he had mentioned to me not too long ago. But to me, this third entail is the shit. It has absolute no rapping to it, which you're gonna wonder to yourself, well, isn't Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, isn't he like a Drake-ish kind of person, sings and raps? Well, yes, he does, and he didn't feel like giving you both of those shits. And this legitly is like a 1960s, 70s psychedelic, funk, bass heavy production. And you would have thought that it was created from back in the day. And I'm not too sure if that's a bit of nostalgia that entrances me so much. I went through linear notes. There wasn't any sampling from it. Like, he legitly had your instrumentalization on the shit, from bass players to synth players to what have you, to his fucking forever producing homie Ludwig, whatever the Jew's name is. And it was just a dope album. Honestly, I keep it on repeat. I love having it in the fucking background. I don't have to worry about there being too much curse words. There's Redbone, which I feel is probably my favorite track. There are some songs that are skippable, but I want to say Redbone definitely is a clear definition of the best part about all this shit. There's another called Zombies, where he sounds like he's talking about, record execs or just, you know what I'm saying, just mindless motherfuckers in general. That was a really good track. The Day Me and Your Mama Met is straight up just instrumental, but it almost feels like a musical score that within a few minutes goes from the feelings of meeting someone to going through a roller coaster through its inevitable end. There's just a lot going for the album, and I don't want to suck his dick any more than I have, because I'm gonna forever hate him for working for one of my favorite Jews, Tina Fey. Or was she Catholic? I don't fucking know, but she's one of my favorite Juditas for damn sure. Writing, producing, fucking nigga did stand up, fucking had abs of steel in this fucking thing. He didn't quite look D'Angelo-esque when he did his performance on Kimmel or Fallon. I forget which one it was when he did that Redbone track, but he definitely had his Lando mustache. It's a trip to see him doing what he's doing, and I can only give kudos to that record. I gave the new album Soul a listen, and I didn't give it as many repeats as I did Childish, unfortunately, because it didn't grab me in that kind of way. I know he's supposed to be this prophetic kind of cat, but I feel like he's like the smartest dumb nigga, or the dumbest smart guy. I really don't fucking know, because I feel like he does use certain repetitions to make it easier for the listeners if the listener was stupid, but I just feel like he also just repeats himself. So I'm not too sure if that's just so that you can loop back and forth to another verse that he might have made, but I don't know, it didn't get me the way that Control System did. I felt like that shit was pretty smart, even though the sapiosexual shit just repeated itself and really didn't give explanation to to its clear definition. But there's this one track called YMF. I think it's the very last track. It's track 16. I don't exactly know what that shit stands for, but in the fucking song, he just pretty much lays it out for a bitch and says, I'm a cheater, I'm a liar, It was very confessional, and it fucking made me feel some kind of way. Like I almost want to bump it, but it's like, I don't want to call myself that. I don't want to call myself a devil in disguise. However, that is what the demon does, though. And I know I've had a lot of experience, or a lot of fights and battles wrestling with my fucking demons, with my sadness monster, and just the motherfucker that doesn't want to let go of selfish ways. So that song really made me think about that. Really made me reflect on that, and it feels like he says in the song, and as we've heard before, and as the old saying goes, like, the truth shall set you free, and it's a motherfucker, but no doubt. So it almost kind of makes me laugh too, because we really don't know where something's going, where it's been, or anything like that.